Here's what no GoMining video tells you. The way you fund your account determines how fast your hash rate compounds. Most people open GoMining, click add funds, and reach for a credit card or a debit card. That's a mistake. Not because the payment fails, it processes just fine unless you're based in Texas like I am. The problem comes when you try to withdraw. You hit a hold, sometimes 7 days, sometimes 10, your money's frozen, the market moves, your hash rate sits flat. I learned this the hard way. My name is Harvey Baker Jr. I'm currently on GoMining. I'm sitting at 170 terahash in hash rate, generating approximately $6 per day in Bitcoin. I've been inside this platform long enough to know where the friction points are. The funding method is the single most overlooked one. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how I fund my GoMining account using Kraken Pro and a FedWire transfer and why it eliminates the withdrawal hold problem completely. So, here's the 3 things I'm covering today. What the withdrawal hold actually is and why it happens, how to set up Kraken Pro for a FedWire transfer step by step, and 3, why this matters for your compounding timeline and why every day of delay costs you more than you think. Before we get into it, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't investment advice. This is what's working in my actual account right now. No theory, no motivational BS, just the system. So, if you've ever tried to withdraw from a crypto platform after depositing with a card, Apple Pay, ACH, you already know what a hold feels like. Most people just accept it. You shouldn't. When I first started funding GoMining, I used a standard debit card deposit. It worked. The money hit my balance immediately, but it wasn't ready to use. So when I tested a withdrawal, not because I needed to, just to understand the system, I had a hold. 7 days where I couldn't move capital if I needed to. 7 days where any funds sitting outside the system were not working for me. Here's why it happens. Credit and debit card transactions are reversible. Chargebacks are real, so platforms protect themselves by holding the equivalent value until the chargeback window closes. Wire transfers are different. They're final, irreversible. The platform receives cleared funds immediately. That is the key difference. Cleared funds, no hold. Card deposits, potential hold. The funding method isn't just about convenience. It is about system integrity. And once I understood that, the next question was obvious. What is the cleanest way to get my money to fund GoMining? That's where Kraken Pro isn't the most talked about exchange, but for domestic US wire transfers, it is the cleanest system Here's the exact process. Step 1, create or log into Kraken Pro. If you're new, you'll need to verify your identity, standard KYC, do it once, it's done. Step 2, go to funding and select USD. You'll see multiple deposit options, select wire transfer, FedWire. Step 3, Kraken gives you a bank account number and routing number. This is Kraken's bank, not yours. You're sending a domestic wire from your bank to their account. The memo line is critical. It contains your unique customer ID. Don't skip the memo. That's how they identify your deposit. Step 4, go to your bank and initiate the wire. Most banks will allow this online. Some, you're going to have to make a phone call. The wire typically arrives same day if sent before your bank's cutoff, usually 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. local time. Check with your bank specifically. Step 5. Once USD hits Kraken, convert it to the GoMining token. Step 6. Send to your GoMining deposit address. You're going to go ahead, open up your wallet address in the Add Funds section, copy it exactly, paste it, hit confirm. 6 steps, one-time setup. After the first wire, you know the routing number, you know the process. Every subsequent transfer takes about 5 minutes. But here's what most people miss, and this is the part that actually moves the needle on your hash rate compounding. So, the real cost of a 7-day hold isn't the inconvenience, it is the compound time you lose. Let me put real numbers on this. At 170 hash rate and a mean efficiency of 15 watts per terahash, I'm generating approximately $6 per day. Every day, my money sits in a hold, whether it's in a clearing queue or a withdrawal freeze, is a day it's not converting into hash rate. And every day without that hash rate is a day the compounding chain is broken. A 7-day hold once a month is 84 days per year of dead capital. That's almost 3 months of that money compounding that you're giving back. The FedWire method eliminates that entirely. So when you're building a passive income system, every inefficiency in the funding pipeline is a leak. Fix the leak once, the system is going to run cleaner forever. I'm going to be direct. The platform is only half the equation. How you operate inside the platform, the funding method, the reinvestment settings, the card strategy. That's where most people leave money on the table. This is the first video in a series. Next, I'm breaking down the GoMining card. I'm Gold 2. I get 1.5% hash back on every purchase. And I've been routing my bill payments through it to stack terahash and spending I was already going to make. That video goes up soon. Drop a comment if you want me to pull the actual how much hash rate the card has generated in the last 30 days. I'll put them in the next video. If this helped you think differently about how you're funding your GoMining account, share it with someone who's just getting started. They'll avoid the mistake before they make it. I'm Harvey Baker Jr. This is BankSmartly Media. Let's build.